that's fine.
So, looks like we're jumping right into the top 4 match, guys.
Yep. So we have Ryan Moorhouse again. He'll be on the right, and well, we already know he's playing Drampa Garbodor. On the left, we have Karl. We've seen him before already, and he's going to be playing Ninetales. So, yeah, this should be a very interesting match to see. So we have we're just going to get the timer going for you guys quickly. We have to the time seems a little bit glitched. We have to do like 15 minutes and then do like an extra 60 minutes, but it's probably okay. Yeah, and then for this, Karl is going first. He's going to start with attack with Lele, and he's got the Bridget. So again, a really good turn 1 start for him.
Yeah, actually we've rarely seen players miss the turn 1 Bridget this tournament, at least in the games that we featured.
Yeah, this is true, and it's it makes a lot of sense as well, because it's something that I really like to see, because I feel like if the game is in a position where both players can set up every single time, then the deciding factors between who wins a game comes down to more how consistent your deck is towards the mid to late game, the skill and the different plays that are made throughout the course of the game, and less just about I drew dead, I guess I lose, So I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's really nice, and maybe we also see Ryan mirroring Karl's play, where only of course he also plays the full Bridget first turn. We see what he'll grab. We saw who was Karl's opponent earlier?
Oh gosh, yeah, I can't remember. It's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was definitely someone.
Yeah. Yeah, someone who Karl played earlier on stream actually went for a Tapu Lele route, I think, to try to beat Karl. Let's see what approach Ryan goes after this game to beat Karl. Supposedly Karl is in the advantage here. I talked with Karl again, and he was like, yeah, this matchup's... He was actually as confident as to say, I'm probably just going to win this tournament. Because he feels like this matchup as well as this Ninetales matchup isn't really something that he can lose.
Yeah, especially considering Karl's list as well. He's built a list specifically that to make sure that he counters all the pop in the meta things, which is what this deck is already good at doing anyway. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Karl feels confident enough to say something like that. He knows he's a great player, and he knows he's got the right list to try and make a good effort winning this tournament. So yeah.
So then again, it'll be interesting to see if Ryan can actually do something against Karl's huge advantage this matchup. Usually Ninetales isn't that much favored against Drampa Garbodor, but Karl's list where he plays so many heal cards, so many annoying cards to deal with for Drampa Garbodor, just makes him a big favorite in this matchup.
Yeah, exactly this. Of course, unlike we saw in the last round, Ryan definitely won't want to be using Zygarde this match. That'll be it's going to be very, very useless to him in this particular matchup.
That's true. I actually once had to beat Ninetales deck with Garbodor Drampa by using Zygarde, but that was more like because I was forced to do so. Only in Zygarde. But my opponent was than me, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, that
was funny. Yeah. But usually you're not going for the Zygarde here.
Yeah, exactly. Usually, Karl drawing very well off that, and indeed he got the Ninetales got Ultra Ball, probably going to find himself an auxiliary off of that, so it's going to be well set up for consistency for the rest of the game. And yeah, if you're Karl, this is exactly what you want to see, just a really good setup. You've got turn 2 attack as well, got the Ice Blade to start setting up some damage, start putting up some pressure. Really good stuff from Karl.
Yeah, of course Ryan can use Righteous Edge next turn to just discard the DC that Karl just attached. But seems like Karl is fine with that, attacking the Drampa, because of course you don't want to turn on the Berserk damage right now by attacking the bench.
Indeed.
Also, Drampa is the most viable threat for Karl right now, so attacking it makes sense. There we see a Choice Band that actually might come up huge, right?
Yeah, but not only that, Choice Band and Kukui, it's the same play that Ryan did in the other games, just getting a really decent bit of extra damage onto the Ninetales, so it'll be 17 total, which is enough to make a 2-shot easy, but not enough to make Ice Pack valuable attack. It's like the perfect mid-level of damage to do, and also, as you said, discarding a double colorless, it makes it a really strong really strong move for Ryan this turn. Probably the best move he can make.
I mean, in a perfect world, Karl has a DC and a Lysander on Trubbish to do Ice Path that way and deal 70 damage to a Trubbish back. But it's just very unlikely that Karl has everything at this point.
Also, even then, sure, healing 70 and killing a Trubbish isn't ice, but it's not game winning. Like some ice paths are actually just outright game winning, and that's like not one of them.
Also, then he's just losing another DC to the Drampa.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And so play back to Karl. Yeah, the Righteous Edge from Ryan discarded into double colours, leaving the low Ninetales on 140 HP left. As you see the Rusty's coming in, so we'll take it down to 40 damage instead for 170 left. And we do see a water energy attachment as well. Now, there was another important thing that Ryan was able to do that last turn. He did get the Garbodor to play straight away.
I was about to say that Garbodor is something that Karl's last opponent, whose name we unfortunately already forgot, wasn't able to get out and play.
Yeah.
And it's really important for Ryan because he needs to shut down the artillery. We've seen what Karl can do with his artillery draws. So that Garbodor is very important. Also, as we know, Karl doesn't play field throwers, so the Garbodor will stick.
Yeah, this is really the big difference maker essentially. Like, the Garbodor is just really gonna put him ahead in terms of it's really gonna stop Karl from being able to make himself end-proof with artillery, which, as we said so many times before, is one of the true strengths of the deck in and of itself. Looks like Ryan's turn wasn't that brilliant though. You see that he did sort of retreated into a Lele, and now instead retreated into Lele. Karl attaches another water energy, doesn't Ice Blade, and yeah, at this point it's sort of like, okay, it's not really the best, I guess. There's in terms of options that Ryan has to him, so currently the Ninetales has, looks like, no damage on it because he was able to Rough Seas constantly, so yeah, that's not ideal either.
Yeah. Also, I think for people who just tuned in, we should remember the stream that the round time is actually not exactly right, because we have 75 minutes, but we were unable to arrange a time of 75 minutes. We have to do a time of 50 minutes and then add another 60 minutes to it.
Yeah.
So it's not 0-0 games with already more than 60 minutes being played.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, the longest game ever, not even prizes for taking it.
Oh, a strong play from Ryan here as he's able to force another DCE discard out of Karl. I mean, Karl can still get a good attack in, so he's happy about that. But I mean, the more Lysandering onto the artillery and forcing more DCs out of Karl is pretty good.
Yeah, because DCs are a really valuable resource to Karl. He needs those DCs to keep streaming the Blizzard Edge attack, which is really important in this matchup because that's basically the only attack that's able to deal with EXs and GXs.
Yeah, although, the problem for Ryan though, what Karl's doing here is like really clever. He's very conservative with his item usage. Like, these Garbodors are no threat at all, and with all of this Lysander, or not Lysander, but just all this lack of attacking from Ryan's side, just being forced to sit with this Lele active, and meanwhile that Drampa with the damage is taking Ice Blade damage constantly, and that's now gone, so Ryan's not left with many options to attack with.
Yeah, exactly right. But let's see what Ryan does this turn right now. He's attaching a Choice Band to the Drampa. Maybe the Drampa is a strategy, but now Karl threatens the Blizzard Edge, but still attacking with Garbodor seems suboptimal. I mean, we could do 60 damage and then follow it up with a Berserk, which would be the knockout. So
I think
that's probably what he's going for.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember there's Rough Seas in play, so 60 damage basically only translates to 30 damage per turn.
Not only that, but even if Ryan's able to do a Berserk next turn, there's no other damage on his side of the field as far as I can see, so Berserk would be doing a maximum of...
that's actually true.
Berserk would be doing a maximum of 110, which is just not good at all.
Yeah, that's true. So right now, you see actually Ryan combating Karl really well, but still it seems like Ryan doesn't actually do anything important, and Karl being able to just improve his board position every single turn and improve his state of the game.
Yeah.
It's really tough to see because Ryan is really doing his best, but it just seems like everything he does is just not touching Karl at all.
Yeah,
now he's actually using Field Blow to discard his own tool off of Garbodor as well as the Roxys. Obviously he needed that to bench a Tapu Lele. Maybe now he can grab teammates or
Looks like something. And also it's really funny, the judge went over and reached his hand to stop Ryan from doing the search, but then of course he field blowed his own Garbotoxin, so it's fine. He's allowed to do that. I found that pretty funny.
Yeah, definitely.
So an Ultra Ball off of Ryan, just discarding 2 cards, not to grab anything, but just because he doesn't want the Zygarde, he doesn't want to redraw a Zygarde off an N right now, and yeah, we'll be playing the N. Now the one problem for Ryan is if he doesn't find another Float Stone, that turns Octillery into a really valuable resource for Karl again, and will make this N practically pointless.
Yeah,
so
true.
There's that to consider as well, which could be a bit of a problem.
Then again, I think he'll be able to turn off Garbotoxin until the late game again, and it's there where it's most effective because in the late game you just end your opponent down all the time and try to not let him take all his prizes. But actually, if he figures out that Garbotoxin is too important to miss out on, so he's just chosen to attach a choice band to Garbodor, which is fine as well.
Yeah.
But this opens up a strange line of play for Karl because he can snap around. He could just license the Garbodor and slap around.
Yeah.
Snap around the Garbodor.
Yeah, and
yeah, that might come up later, but I think Ryan has a field blower left to maybe use that and reattach a close into Garbodor if Karl chooses to go for that route. But already we see a line of play that Karl could choose to pick if he's down in prizes or board state-wise and needs something weird to recover.
yeah, and not only that, but so that turn, Karl did something again really clever. He used the jet attack, he used the ice path, and just moved all that damage right back onto the Drampa. So even with the rainbow energy that Ryan now has, there's no way of Ryan being able to one-shot this a load of Ninetales because it'll do 180, but that's not enough.
Yeah, sure.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. So Berserk for 180. And well, at least Ryan knows that he can't ice path again, so that 180 is going to stay there now. But it's
yeah, that's the only good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you kind of forced Karl to use an ice path early, or rather early, but yeah, it looks like Karl's almost one turn away from winning.
Yeah, it is, and Ryan's yet to take a single prize as well.
Yeah.
Basically, his only combat method here is N and pray. And I mean, he can actually try and get away with that because, as we mentioned, the Garbotoxin is an effect, so Artillery is not an out to N as it would usually be. Yeah, looks like Ryan opting to bench attack Lily just to have it, and then again playing an N.
But another problem is you can't really do significant damage to the Ninetales as of now. The Drampa will only be able to do 80 damage if he attaches the DCE. Tapu Lele will only be able to do 60 damage, and Garbodor will only be able to do 60 damage as well. So there might not even be a possibility for Ryan to two-shot that Ninetales.
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
at that point, Karl just seems to have too much time to win. But of course, what Ryan could do. Oh, it seems like the Ninetales was already heavily damaged.
Yeah, there was one with 180.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so now the other Ninetales doesn't have any damage on it right now. Seems like.
No, so that one will.
Yeah,
will
Karl got the energy attachment, but now he's just forced to use Beacon. He can grab another long Ninetales with that, but other than that, there's nothing else he really wants. Maybe Tapu Lele. Yeah, but he can't use that on the Garbotoxin, of course.
Maybe he can hope for a field blow.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, actually, wait, Karl. Oh no, Karl doesn't play field blow, does he?
Yeah, he doesn't play field blower, but it would have to be a field blower from Ryan.
Yeah.
But I don't think Ryan has that much mercy.
No, definitely, especially not when he's losing like this.
I mean, now he could just attach Rainbow Energy to Drampa and reactivate the Berserk. He doesn't need to do that this turn though. He can just be content by knocking out the Vulpix with the Drampa, but he needs damage. And Karl has to find some more cards to close out this game. He needs another energy, and I'm not sure how much damage is on the Drampa, only one from the Rainbow, right?
Yeah.
So, he would need a choice mat as well to KO that Drampa for game.
Yes, and he has a Vest Seeker here. Does he just Lysander the Ninetales and put pressure on it? Like, yeah, he do 150 to it.
Yeah,
that seems pretty
right
good.
Now it doesn't seem like there's anything else on the board that's about to be threatening, so of course he does have the Ninetales to take that threat off the board as quickly as he can.
Yeah, basically you just have to hope and pray that Karl doesn't draw in energy, because if he does, he wins.
With that energy, it assures that Ryan is going to be able to two-shot the Ninetales, so that kind of puts Karl on a clock.
Yeah.
He has to draw something this turn.
Well, it needs an energy.
Yeah, he needs an energy, first of all.
No, if he has an energy, he wins. He just does 160, doesn't he? Oh no, there's only one. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, so he needs choice band too.
Yeah, and I don't think he has that. And if he doesn't have an energy, he can't leave the Ninetales active. What he could have done is just attack twice with Ninetales to kill the Garbodor for game. But that's not optimal because he can't use that now because the Ninetales is just gonna get knocked out and he doesn't have another Ninetales ready to go.
Yeah.
He would need to top deck a DCE to ensure the game win right there. But at this point I wonder, does retreat thing even help you? Because I mean, I imagine that Ryan just has another Lysander if he went for the play.
Yeah, probably. I mean, even then, like...
I guess he would have gone for that play even if he didn't have a Lysander, but
there it is.
It's highly likely, and there it is.
Wow. Is Ryan about to pull off another comeback?
That would be so crazy.
Like, unbelievable.
Yeah. Ryan's over and over again proving his worth as a player.
Yeah. This is...
going down to 2 prizes, and he's the one with attackers, and Karl's left with actually not much.
No.
And there we go. We see how much value Garbodor actually puts in this matchup. The Garbodor one at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, with Ryan noticing, you know what, this is way too important. Choice band. I don't care if it's, if I get Lysander stalled, then I probably lose anyway. At least this gives me a chance to, make an end stick, which is how he knew he'd need to do to make a comeback anyway.
And people really need to recognize that choice band is also a tool card, a tool card actually with Garbodor, and sometimes that's more important than being able to retreat one away.
Yes, exactly. And there's Karl played an end, so he ended himself to 1.
That's just a pass, and looks like.
And Ryan draws a second one.
I mean, he'll be fine with just attacking twice. Karl doesn't have any immediate outs for game next turn, I don't think.
And I see Ryan even preparing for a Lysander by attaching his Psychic to the thing.
He's thinking of everything.
Yeah. There's the Berserk, and does Karl draw an out? Like, wait, did he? Oh, is that the Vest Seeker?
I think that was the Seeker.
Okay, but what would he actually need to win this turn? Is it even possible?
No. It would have been possible if he had attacked the Garbodor before instead of retreating the Ninetales. Because I think he should have a DC left. But I mean, the best thing you can go for is just less than the Garbodor. But
there's DCE.
Ryan, of course, has the DCE and is able to close out the game. So actually, Ryan is gonna win this first game
from a 5 prize deficit. As a complete comeback.
Yeah, that's definitely to be mentioned.
That's
also, we were just talking about how Karl is actually so heavily favored, and how Karl even thinks that he's so much favored that he's almost got this tournament locked up already. But it looks like Ryan's going to be able to put up a real fight here.
Yeah, it is. And to be fair to Karl, there are 2 more games. Obviously, some things for Karl towards the end didn't go quite his way. With if he literally redrew any energy, he would have won. So he would have been. So he needed more than that, but either way, he was very close. So there's
only 1 prize to go.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure that he's going to be really gunning for this segment now. Oh, we forgot to actually do the extra timer for the thing.
I'm just going to be right back and ask him how much time is left.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Philip's going to find out how much time is left so we can just get that updated for you guys. In the meantime, these two are going to set up the game too. So, yeah, an insane turnaround for Ryan, again, from that, as we mentioned before, 5 prize deficit. And once again, this comes up over and over again, but I'll keep mentioning it because this is important. Being behind on prizes does not necessarily mean you're losing the game, especially not in a format where N exists. You can just end your opponents to 1. Even if they have outside artillery, you can play against that with something like Garbodor just to stop them from drawing into what they need, and from there you can actually just pull off an insane 6 prize comeback from being that far down. Looks like Philip's just coming back here with a time update for us. So we're just going to get the countdown updated now.
So it's about...
Okay, cool. So roughly 53 minutes left. Again, this is only an approximation, so it's not gospel. This is not.
I think we're a little bit ahead of time, like maybe 20 seconds or something like that, but we're
close enough.
That timer, close enough, right?
Okay.
So Karl going first, actually choosing to open with Memory rather than Vulpix, which is interesting. But maybe he wants to speed up his game a little bit further and is planning on using some acro patches on that Vulpix. So that would be maybe his reasoning for opening with the...
Does Remoraid have a retreat cost of 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Is it a retreat cost of 1 or 2 on the Remoraid?
Yeah, it's a retreat cost of 1, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's like you can discard it and then use acro patch on the Vulpix. So yeah, that makes sense. Silent Lab from Karl as well. This is what you were saying that Karl said earlier. It really helped him in the earlier rounds because people don't have counters. So Ryan, if he doesn't have a supporter.
Yeah, let's see if Ryan actually has...
Okay, he has Bridget.
Yeah, he has a Bridget. He didn't even need to tap a letter.
No.
Wow. Probably the perfect answer to send for the first time.
Yeah, although he does also need energy and a sort of or a follow-up supporter. Like if he doesn't have that, then obviously he can get free Pokemon, but it helps, but it's not really.
Yeah, that's true. So you need something to follow that up. But for now, the Bridget is probably the perfect card to have.
Yeah, it is. So
of course, he needs an energy to follow that up. Energy misses are in bad matchups. Energy misses are even worse.
Yeah, they are.
Than they are in other matchups.
In bad matchups in the mirror.
Yeah, bad matchups in the mirror. Those energy misses are absolutely judgmental, but it sure looks like
he's got double colors in his hand.
He's got a double colors. Yeah, perfect. There's the energy attachment. So that's a great start for Ryan.
It is. And back to Karl. It'll be interesting to see if he assumes that Ryan has a draw spotter in his hand and decides to play it. Now, he does have it in his hand, but there could be a temptation for maybe Karl to play a Sycamore instead if he feels like Ryan's hand if he feels like Ryan's hand is pretty weak, essentially.
Yeah, for now, I mean, he has no knowledge of Ryan's hand. I don't think Ryan would give him any tells for
No.
facial expression.
Definitely not.
So, yeah, Karl's just playing the end. Might as well do that.
Yeah.
At this point, you're just better off advancing your own board state than try to get some weird turn on your opponent that you can actually.
Thank you for the.
And we see that so Karl, he does get water energy off the end, and as play passes back to Ryan, his hand off the end is looking pretty good actually. He does have a choice band and a slight energy.
Oh, that's really interesting. It looks like he's already going for a Garbodor, or he's choosing to Acid Spray right now.
Acid Spray for 40.
Acid Spray would be really cool, yeah. With the choice, it's going to do 40 damage, and the heads would be huge.
Oh, wow!
And there's the Acid Spray heads. So, Ryan really using every option at his disposal to his advantage, which is always great to see.
Is that a 4 on the... Or is that a 1?
It should be, yeah, it's a 4. It's like the
it's a number. Oh,
yeah.
okay, this makes sense.
So, Karl has the follow-up energy and an Acro Patch for his other Vulpix. I don't think that Acid Spray really crushed him, but of course you don't want to get early damage on your Ninetales.
No.
Also losing energies is really annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
So definitely a good play by Ryan.
And you see, again, Versus Seeker for N, just 3 Ns in a row from Karl at this point.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, at this point I think he would like to draw some other supporters, but
Yeah.
there are some of the situations where he just seemed to not be able to draw into any Sycamores,
Exactly.
or maybe even Kukui. Kukui would have been cool because he maybe could have knocked out the active troubles with the DC and a Kukui.
Yeah.
But for now I think he's also fine just setting up his board further. In the end he just needs to advance his game state. Maybe putting down a rough season now is a decent play to consider. Peel up the Ninetales a little, making Acid Spray not as big of a threat as it is right now, because I mean now Ryan can just use Acid Spray again and maybe even discard the next energy too with a little
Yeah.
luck. So yeah.
Wow. So, with that in mind, I believe that Ryan's got another Ultra Ball. So, do you maybe go for the Garbodor now? I guess.
I mean, getting a Power Toxin is never bad, so...
No.
What do you mean, the trash stuff?
Yeah.
How many items are there actually right now?
It looks like not a huge number, but it'll be like 1 or 2 from Versus Seekers.
Yeah, actually I would rather see another Acid Spray. Maybe Acid Spray is kind of risky, because then you put the Ninetales at 80 and then you can just open up the Ice Path GX attack, so maybe he would not go for that.
Maybe not.
But
Or if he's going to do that, maybe. I mean, this could be really funny. Garbodor also has Acid Spray. You could go for attach a double colorless, do.
actually the numbers would work out as well, because you would only deal 110 in total.
Exactly.
And it would be on 110 after that attack, so you can't just Ice Path and knock out the Garbodor because
Yeah.
it's 10 shot.
Right.
He decided to go for the Hex Mini.
Yeah.
The Tapu Lele.
Wow.
So that's an interesting play.
And is he? Are we going to see the Acid Spray? No. Okay,
No,
just a trash line.
unfortunately, only Rainbow Energy for the trouble.
Yeah. But does it still work out the same way? Or how many? It looks like. Yeah. It's the same. I think.
Yeah,
so.
I think Ryan wouldn't attack with Trash Lash this turn if it would have opened up the Ice Path play.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, no, what does Karl do?
Well, he attaches the water for starters.
So he might be able to Lyson, Trubbish and Ice Path that one.
Possibly.
That's a possibility. Could take an energy off the board from Ryan.
And
But,
not only that, but if he ice paths that one with already 1 damage on it, then it takes away the energy and also takes away the Berserk damage booster as well, because that's the only thing on Ryan's side of the field with damage on right
those
now.
rainbow energies are so important in so many ways. They are not only energy attachments, they are also damage boosts.
Yeah, exactly.
In a funny way.
It's insane. We see like a Kukui out of Karl as well, so now if he decides to Ice Blade the active, would do more.
Yeah, actually now Ice Blade does 70 and will follow up 50. You can just 2-shot with Garbodor, of course. 2-shotting Garbodor is never great, but if you don't have a lot of items in this skip, Garbodor is not that threatening.
Also, Karl almost tried to attach it again, but Ryan reminded him that he attached the water to the active this turn.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, the Kukui won't matter because he decided to Ice Path the Drampa instead.
Actually, I think last turn what we forgot, Ryan couldn't have used Acid Spray on Garbodor because of the choice when he would deal 100 damage in total, and then the Ice Path play would have been possible again. So
Because it would have been 130. No, you're right. You're right. I thought because I was getting mixed up because I thought it was 1 on the Ninetales, but no, it was 4, wasn't it? That's why I was getting confused.
Yeah, probably his famous told us that already 10 times, but
probably.
Unfortunately we're so caught up in the game we can't really watch your comments on the screen.
No, sadly. Right, so in terms of what Ryan can do then, there is... Did you just trash lunch again?
I don't know, I think actually Karl already got, I think Karl put 50 damage on the Drampa.
Yeah,
Does look like
then what did Ryan do? Oh, maybe Ryan's still thinking.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really trash challenge the active now because you don't deal enough to one-shot. Actually, it seems like it's Karl's turn.
Maybe exactly because of what you said about the ice path. Maybe Ryan just passed.
That could be the possibility. I'm not sure right now at this point.
No, I think that's what happened. Oh, there's a rough seas.
A rough seas. Another energy to the bench. I think Karl in general might approach this game more conservatively than he did last game, because I think he's powering up multiple attackers. Like Tobias Tesing did with his Ninetales deck.
Yeah.
He didn't have auxiliary in his deck, but Karl basically doesn't have auxiliary as well, because Ryan is going to go for the Garbodor every time, and Karl doesn't play Flip Ball.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense actually.
So, yeah, Karl adjusting his game plan probably a little bit. So there's nothing he can really do in terms of aggressive plays that would make actual sense in this situation.
And again, he has to be careful with how he sets up as well. If he uses too many items to set up, then that Garbodor is going to become a really big threat. So it's a really big issue for him.
Yeah. So the play is already passed back to Ryan. Karl seemed like he just went for another ice plate on the Drampa. Now it's getting in kind of a danger zone.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a huge Sycamore as well from Ryan. Wow.
What did this actually discard?
Yeah, a lot. It was like an N, a float stone, all sorts. Oh, there's a psychic energy onto the thing, and he's going to float stone his own choice band, so he's got the float stone.
Smart play, yeah. Now he can retreat and just take a knockout with Berserk.
That's an insane play, really. Wow. It's, 150.
Yeah, that's enough.
Pick up the KO.
So, of course, Karl just needs a Ninetales and a choice band to deal the knockout on the Drampa with 80 damage. Ice Blade on the active. So, Karl is still fine, but of course, huge knockout for Ryan there.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like Karl definitely has the choice band, but he has Okakui. He misses the Ninetales. This might actually just be game over.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like he has what he needs. I mean, he needed to play Kukui. That's not what you want.
No.
Certainly not. Doesn't help you with your damage calculations, but
he has Ultra Ball. Okay.
Luckily enough, he had the Ultra Ball.
Maybe it was just the issue was more just I don't want to discard any of this, so he was just taking a while thinking about what can I discard.
Yeah, he just played the Kukui, so he needed to discard less items with his Ultra Ball, which makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So there we see the Ice Blade knockout. Unfortunately, no attachment from him this turn.
Nope.
But let's see what Ryan can do now. Maybe now Acid Spray is an option for him.
Yeah, maybe. You can see that.
Or even a Righteous Edge would be nice, I guess.
Yeah. Down goes the Teflele, another one attack. Of course, the Garbodor hasn't been put in yet, so that is still fine. And now you go for teammates, so okay, so you'll be able to. Actually, I'm not sure. What would you go for here? There's not many items in the card discard still. There's only.
Those are the situations where the great player shows, because when the casters are unsure, uncertain what really to do, there gotta be a lot of options. But I'm sure Ryan will pick maybe not the perfect one, but surely a very good of his options.
Let me put it slightly differently. What would you get if you were? Oh, actually, this.
Yeah, I mean the Righteous Edge with Choice Band seems to be a good play. You discard the energy. I mean, Acid Spray of course is a 50-50 chance, so doesn't work out half of the time, so that's not a great play. But now he can comfortably two-shot that Ninetales without being in danger of getting knocked out next turn, because there's only one energy attached to an active alone Ninetales.
Not only is there no danger of a knockout this turn, but also now that see Ryan evolves his damaged Trubbish into a Garbodor, now that can't be picked off either to stop the Drampa from doing more damage. So unless Karl can do something to deal with this Drampa immediately, then this Ninetales is gonna get knocked out from the Berserk.
Right now it really looks like Ryan has the advantage here.
Yeah. There's the rough seas.
Karl actually hasn't been able to set up perfectly. Let's see if the rough seas interferes with Ryan's calculations. So
Yeah.
he dealt 50 damage, he's gonna heal down to 20, and next turn 180, that's gonna be 10 short for
Yeah, it is. So
Ryan
it's
next turn.
really
So
huge.
actually that rough seas is huge.
Yeah. So then a really good hit from Karl there, and now this should buy him a little bit more time to actually get set up properly. And actually that artillery is there now as well, and because the Garbodor has not come in yet, he'll actually be able to use it to really power through his deck and try to dig through as much as he can. And there's the Ice Path GX as well.
Yeah, so he didn't decide to use rough seas, of course. He just used the ice path. This is actually interesting. He could have went for the rough seas and maybe 50 damage somewhere else, but he decided to use his ice path already. Do you see the advantage in using ice path now?
It means that. I mean, yeah, it's only 20, wasn't it? So actually, no, not really, because Ryan just does 180 here, and then he can just follow up attack with pretty much anything else.
What I can see, what he was thinking about, which is actually cool if that was the case, Ryan does play Kukui, so with the Kukui,
yes.
the damage calculations would have worked out for him, so he was already prepared for the Kukui.
You know what? Actually,
played
thinking about
around that with the ice path.
Yeah, thinking about it, you mentioned that. I think that's almost certainly why he did that. That would make a lot of sense, actually. But also, like I just said, even now, like he does 180, heals down to 150. That's still so easy for Ryan to deal with a follow-up attack, and it doesn't matter that the Drampa's going down, even if it actually can it even go down this turn.
Yeah, surely it can. I mean, just another energy attachment and the Blizzard Edge would need a knockout, but that's not really optimal for Karl.
No.
I mean, also really funny, only because the Kukui is in the discard pile, Karl was forced to do plays like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan doesn't even need to use it, just
No.
it being in the deck makes this possible.
Yeah, so because you have to be prepared for it. Oh, there's a Pokemon Center Lady. That's really huge.
That Pokemon Center Lady actually helps, yeah.
Yeah. That means that, again, with the low amount of items in Karl's discard pile now, it's going to be really tricky for Ryan to get a KO. So that's what is it? That it took 180 and healed 90. So it has that Ninetales has 90 damage. So it will have 120 HP left.
So there need to be 6 items in the discard pile. With the choice band, it's a little bit less. I think, 5 items with choice band. I mean, Karl should have played 5 items by now.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I mean.
But apparently he hasn't. Unless is that die? There's a 6 there. Is that for? Because there's a 3 there and a 6 there, but I don't know which one means which.
Yeah, no, the 6 was just the damage that he took off the Ninetales with the Center Lady.
Yeah.
And maybe the 3 is also just the damage counter that was taken off. Actually, Karl already dropped onto 2 prizes, so if Ryan isn't able to deal with this Ninetales really quickly, Karl might even be able to close out the scam next turn.
Yeah. I think essentially, what Ryan needs here is a choice band as well as the Kukui, because then I think that would make it enough.
Yeah, of course we are uncertain how many items are actually in the discard pile, but an Spit Spray would probably be a great play as well if he gets the heads.
Oh yeah, wow, okay. If he can't get a knockout, then that's the next best thing to do, because if he gets the heads, then he buys himself a turn, and that turn is enough to take the knockout.
I mean, I was gonna say Acid Spray is probably Ryan's best thing to do here, because he needs to make it as unlikely as possible for Karl to be able to take a knockout next turn on the EX. First card that helps him with that is N, and the second thing is Acid Spray. Because if he hits the heads, he can just, and that's that's actually so huge.
Wow.
Yeah, now Karl has no way of using Blizzard Edge next turn, and this Ninetales is about to be knocked out, and after that, what does he have on board?
I think that's
artillery that he can't use, and the Vulpix without energy.
I think that is what we call, Philip, a game-winning heads right there. That is, or is it a game-winning flip in any case? That is, yeah. With that, Karl is really, really in a bad way.
Yeah. I really don't see many options for Karl now.
No.
he surely needs to power up another low Ninetales because this one in the active isn't worth much anymore.
No, it's. I mean, what's the take right now? It would have been on 90. Taken 90. Healed for it. It healed to 90 damage. Took another 70, and it's healed 30 again. So, yeah, like it should be fairly easy for it to be KO'd now.
And now we need to see some Aqua Patches come into play soon.
Yeah, we do.
For Karl to have a chance in this game.
And there's some. He's debating on the Ice Blade damage. He's decided to put it on the active.
Yeah. So I guess now, I think he can just acid spray for a knockout on the lone Ninetales.
Can he? Is he?
It should have had 90, then plus 70.
Minus 30. Because
you always have to come in with rough seas.
Yeah.
Maybe not even. Maybe it has to go for a Trash Challenge.
No, actually, that would have healed it to, because 90 plus 70, that's 160, 130. Yeah, no, actually, it's 10 short. Ryan needs a choice band.
Yeah, that's a Kukuri.
Or Kukuri, yeah, that works.
That's the same effect.
Yeah.
Kukuri proves to be worth the spot for Ryan once more.
I actually think that Kukuri alone is probably what I think if it weren't for Kukuri, I think Ryan would probably be almost with like barely any chance at all. But with Kukuri, all of a sudden becomes a lot more viable.
Yeah. So now I decided to go for a Trash Challenge.
Yeah.
This is also enough apparently, and now Karl's left with 2 cards and
there's an N.
Yeah, there's an N. I think Karl is wishing now that he would play Field Blower.
Yeah.
He needs that artillery ability.
He really does.
And it's actually interesting. I mean, we've seen this match before, and somehow Karl's last opponent wasn't able to get out the Garbodor during the whole game, which is usually what you go for immediately when you see artillery.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing is with this N that Karl did, obviously it cuts the amount of items for Ryan down, but it cuts the amount of options for Ryan down. But in terms of what Karl can do, he's limited as well because he's ending himself to 2. So it's not, and with no access to artillery, it's like.
I mean, it's not like he had any other options.
No.
But now I think this is it.
Yeah, a Trash Challenge takes out the artillery. He does get a Sycamore though.
Drew a Sycamore, so that's great for him. I think he just discarded 1 item, so Trash Challenge is still out of range, but he can't play any Aqua Patches that the Ninetales is already in the active.
And also if he did, the Trash Challenge would do even more damage.
Yeah. He can only attack, and he can't play Kukui anymore. With that he could have knocked out the active Garbodor, but now his damage calculations really don't work out for him.
No, definitely. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning really badly. There's an Ice Blade. Looks like he might not put it on the active, he's deciding maybe to put it somewhere else.
Yeah, he's thinking about what the best Pokemon to put the Ice Blade on. Yeah, the Temporary is, of course, is fine because now he just needs an energy and a life center to close out the game.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a choice band yet, so putting 50 on any X to soften it up for the Blizzard Edge is, of course, a good play in this situation.
See, starting a garbage that he doesn't need, and something else which you can't see. Is that a Drampa? Yeah.
And
grabbing
he just got a Tapu Lele with that. Let's see if he can even use that. But I think, yet again, he could just go for another acid spray and with another heads that would just completely throw Karl out of the game. Now he's fine using Trash Challenge for what seems to be 110 damage.
Yeah, he can't retreat, I guess that's the...
True shot on the Ninetales.
Yeah. Well, actually not with the rough seas healing. As long as Karl remembers the rough seas, then...
Yeah, that's true. Always forget about the rough seas. Rough seas actually change so many damage calculations.
Yeah, it really does.
The 4 rough season cards is actually one of the most important cards. One of the most important parts of his list. Other Ninetales list chose to cut down on rough seas, but him playing 4 made it possible for him to go so far into his tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Pokemon Center Lady as well.
Center Lady is a great card in the situation. Now there's definitely no way to knock out the Ninetales next turn.
No, although actually the Versus Seeker does put an extra 20 damage for a Trash Avalanche.
So just goes for another 50. It's getting intense. If he can just prevent a knockout for one more turn after the next turn, he will win.
Right. And then there's
looking at the Tapu Lele with high split.
So there's oh wow, that's really frustrating for Ryan. There's okay. So he can take a knockout this turn but he would need Kukui and Choice Band because there's 7 items in the discard pile. 140 plus 20 plus 30 would be 190, which will be enough. Yeah, but he needs exactly that. He needs Choice Band and Kukui, and I'm not sure if he has that. there it is.
Yeah, Karl just has game.
Oh wow.
That's insane. Karl has exactly what he needs to close out the game next turn.
Yeah.
Wow, and that was actually amazing because last game Karl was at the attach basically the whole time and Ryan ended up coming back and now
it's like the opposite has happened. Yeah.
The opposite has happened and Karl just barely grinded his way to win this game. Now we're tied in games 1-1 and we're moving on to a final game 3 with 28 minutes left on the clock. This game 3 seems like it's gonna finish. And it'll be interesting to see.
I think if this shows you anything, it's the fact that both of these players definitely deserve their spots in top 4, both playing tremendously well.
Yeah, for sure.
They're both really, really, really strong. So Ryan will be going first this time, obviously, so that helps him. It means that he can get a Garbatoxin and Garbodor out early, just stop Karl from setting up faster with artillery. But at the same time, Karl going second means he can beat him in one. So it actually, in terms of how it balances out, there's good things for both players, I guess.
Yeah, of course, Ryan wants the first attachment. Attachments are very important, especially in these kind of Drampa Garbodor lists that don't play Team Magma Secret Base to turn on Berserk without putting on energies.
Yeah.
So he needs attachments every turn. So going first offers him the opportunity to attach first, which is always nice. So yeah, again, Karl has a slight advantage matchup wise, but we've seen Ryan make it really tough on him. So it'll be a close game for sure if both players are going to be able to set up. At least that's what we hope for. That's what we hope for. Yeah. Let's just wait and see. Okay, Ryan opens with a Bridget again.
Wow.
That's just awesome. But actually I didn't see any other great draw supporters for him yet. But he has 2 turns to draw into them.
And more importantly, he has an energy. So
yeah, Bridget plus energy is usually the perfect start.
Yeah.
Only Bridget is not good enough because the energy attachment is the important thing.
Which is why sometimes if you have a Bridget but no energy, but you have a Sycamore.
Yeah, you'd rather just go for a Sycamore.
Yeah.
But in this case, he can just confidently go for a Bridget, grabbing looks like 2 Trebushes and a Drampa.
Yeah.
Actually, would you go for 2 Drampas in this matchup, or would you be fine with the 2 Trebushes?
I think 2 Trebushes is fine just because you want to make sure you have enough to attack with so that they have force to play good service with their items, but also have enough to evolve on into Garbatox and Garbodor to stop the artillery. So,
that's true.
Yeah. And so I feel like that's fine.
Yeah, I would agree. Probably getting out 2 Drampas might also be a risk because you put down so many viable attackers that can also be knocked out for 2 prizes.
Indeed.
With a Blizzard Edge.
Yes, exactly this.
He surely wants to attach to the Drampa there, which is what he does. And I think that will wrap up his turn. Those first few turns often seem kind similar.
It's just what sets up in the same way, and I imagine what will happen here, Philip, is that we will see a Bridget come from the deck and 2 Vulpixes and a Membrane go onto the bench.
So many Bridgets. It's funny how this card wasn't even played at all when it came out for most of the time, but now with Tapu Lele being printed, it becomes one of the most important supporters of the format.
Yeah, that is completely agree. It's crazy how that dynamic has shifted so quickly. It's just interesting to see that people using supporters to set up generally. For like the longest time, people would only use items to set up because playing supporters was too slow, but the format shifted in a way where playing Bridget for free Pokemon in turn 1 is absolutely fine. And think about it, it's technically worse than Pokemon Collector. Pokemon Collector just let you grab any free basics and put them straight in your hand. Bridget, you have to put them onto the bench, but it's still good enough, it's still amazing.
Yeah, it's a great setup, but even decks like the Sidra, which were gunning for a really fast setup before, are now playing Bridget sometimes to set up, because they're kind of going for a slower approach as well. So actually this is all of this is just caused by Garbodor.
Yeah.
Because Garbodor forces just players to rethink, to reassess how they build their decks. Maybe cut down on items a little.
Yeah.
We see Karl only playing 14 items, for example, and rely on supporters a little bit more to set up rather than items.
Exactly this. You see Ryan just continuing a very strong start. He's got even a rainbow onto the Trubbish. Great news for him. Pretty much all you need now is a floatstone. You just big wheel. So I think that would be pretty good. I feel like big wheeling, if you could here, is fine as well, because there's not really any massive threat of a huge damage attack unless Karl gets a crazy turn where he gets like a float. No, he doesn't play floatstone, but he gets like.
Still, he could get a couple of aqua patches, but plus attachment. Although that's highly unlikely.
Yeah, exactly.
So we see what Ryan is going for here. I think just attaching right now is fine. Maybe get a couple of tools in play. At this point, Karl doesn't play Field Blower.
Yeah.
But it seems like he just passed. He didn't know really quite where to attach the choice band yet.
No.
So rather just keep it in the hand. That makes absolutely sense. So now Karl just played the Kukui. He likes to play Kukui a lot.
I noticed this actually.
Yeah.
It's a very, you're very true.
Yeah, in this case it just seems like he didn't have anything better, so he just goes for Beacon, probably grabbing Artillery and Ninetales to set up his board. Now he's just going for 2 Ninetales, which is fine as well, I guess.
Maybe he has Artillery in hand, or maybe he just wants to make sure that he has enough attackers to see him through the game.
Yeah.
Going back to Ryan's side, is that a Lysander he just drew? I believe it is. He has a double colourless ready on the Drampa, so that's good for him. He does need a way to retreat that Trubbish still, so Floatstone is what you really would like to dig for ideally. You see a choice band go onto the Trubbish with Rainbow Energy and an M, so yeah, Ryan really wants to find the Floatstone after this. He does play 3? Four
Floatstone, yeah. 4 Floatstone has been trending lately because you just need to retreat so often with Drampa Garbodor, so playing 4 Floatstone is always optimal. Actually, after playing Drampa Garbodor, I would never see myself cutting down to 3 Floatstones or something.
I mean, the thing is, not only do you just want to see it, but you also just need more copies of it to see you through a game, because Field Blower is the thing, so they get discarded.
You don't play cards like Trainer's Mail anymore.
Nope, exactly.
Stuff like that. Yeah, you only draw 6 cards per turn, basically, no shamans. So, 4 Floatstones definitely the right call. But now I don't think you actually want to use the Drampa to attack, if you're right. No. He already passed back. Yeah, because like Karl is probably going to set up his Ninetales this turn, and the Blizzard Edge is threatening Ryan's Drampas starting from his turn. So yeah. Now he's actually opting for an Artillery. So it seems like either he's going for a crazy combo, and as we can see he already has Ninetales in hand with an Aqua Punch, seems like. So he could actually Aqua Punch, retreat later on, and with the Artillery he might even draw into Choice Band, Lysander Energy, which would be the knockout on the Drampa.
Yes, it would.
It's highly unlikely, so he didn't even know if he should evolve the active Ninetales or the bench one, so he just held it in hand and used Artillery first, because it was probably too unlikely to draw a 3-card combo off of 4 cards, so that's definitely the better play. Now he can evolve the active though, I think, because he also drew into an Ultra Ball to grab himself another lone Ninetales to just evolve the bench one as well. And now we will see a Sycamore. He hasn't attached from hand yet, so he can just attach from hand and maybe put some damage on the Drampa on the bench.
Yeah, especially because he has a Sycamore now, so yeah, all he needs is he doesn't need a lot. He just needs a way to get this because he hasn't attached manually this turn, has he? So and there it is.
Any energy attachment this turn is fine for him.
Yeah. I mean, if he really wanted to, he could have even just like retreated and, like you said, done an Ice Blade, but decided to just attach and pass instead. So, back to Ryan as he does have a Tapu Lele. So, oh dear, no.
And yet again.
Yeah.
We see Sideweb just catching players off guard.
Yeah.
What Ryan did there was try to play down Tapu Lele, but Sideweb was in place, so he couldn't use the one attack ability. But he already looked at his deck, that's why we are probably seeing a judge call right here. Of course, the Tapu Lele has to stay on the bench.
The mistakes been made.
This might be what actually could lose Ryan the game after all.
Potentially. Did he have a field blower in his hand though, or a replacement stadium or not? Because
I mean, he has a Master, so at least he has a supporter.
Yeah.
But obviously, he didn't want to use that. Nor mention Tapu Lele.
No. I mean, I guess having one on the bench, it's okay. Like, the one problem is, of course, I think, like you mentioned before, it's another GX that has an amount of HP that's very easy for Ninetales to reach and get the one-hit knockout. So that's a bit of a problem, and it's not great to attack with in this matchup either. Well, most of the time. So yeah. Oh, finally Ryan draws a float stone, but he's attached a DC to the Trubbish now, so it's like a bit late.
Yeah. You just wanted to make sure you could retreat to Trubbish this turn.
Yeah, exactly.
That's obviously what he wants to do, but now, as he found the float stone, he can always attach it to the Trubbish anyway.
Yeah.
Saves the DCE, maybe setting up for an Acid Spray from Garbodor later on.
Yeah, potentially.
We've seen that being a viable attack in this matchup as well.
Yeah.
And now it seems like he can just go for a Trash Challenge. There's no threats. Actually Karl could just retreat. And I've got a Garbodor with a Blizzard Edge if he wants to do that.
Yeah, he could.
There's no damage on Ryan's board other than the active Garbodor. So if he does that, he also removes the Berserk condition.
Yes, he does, which is again pretty huge because it means that the Berserker, the Drampa no longer poses a KO threat. But he's obviously the Lysander.
He's actually having something even better. Lysander, and I think you need to discard the energy there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. So now you can just grab a 2-price knockout on that Drampa, removing the DC, still threatening the knockout next turn while also healing his Ninetales with the Roughies.
Oh, this is really strong and
really strong turn. And of course, the artillery is still in play. No Garbotoxin yet, so I can still draw out with artillery as well.
Yeah, this is a sad times for Ryan here. This is really not what you want to see. Well, first of all, you're making a mistake with Lele, and now a ridiculously strong KO onto the Drampa that was hiding on the bench, but unfortunately dragged out for the knockout. And yeah, Ryan, I think, really needs to find the Garbotoxin Garbodor as soon as he can, because if Karl is just allowed to keep drawing more cards of artillery, he's just gonna keep being more and more likely to get every single perfect setup thing he needs to just win. And and as you can also see, DCE going onto the Garbodor, Ryan knows he needs to hit an Acid Spray Heads to stay in this game, basically.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Acid Spray Heads is basically the best thing you can opt for right now. There are not any other viable attackers on board. And also, if you can remove one of those energies, you basically net yourself a turn.
Yeah, exactly, because there'll be no threat of another Blizzard Edge. Gosh, so he's going to check through, make sure there's nothing else he can do beforehand. Maybe if he gets a Garbodor, that'd be pretty good, but it looks like he doesn't have it, so...
we'll see an Acid Spray, maybe he's lucky again, and that's it.
It is.
Wow, lucky Acid Spray for Ryan. Yes, yeah. And because that energy was so important, Karl, you never gets to pick out the damage.
Yeah, exactly. That's really, really huge for Ryan now. That's he's.
Now he can heal down to 40 at least, and also heal the benched Ninetales. So Roxy's putting in some work, but now it's kind of this standard situation where both players are kind of in the stagnation mode because they can't really do much. Neither can really do anything crazy at this point of the game.
Yeah.
Probably if this plays out, Karl should still be favored because he has Rossies. I was going to say the Rossies are played really continuously, but now I keep the Rossies with his own sand lab. That's not too bad. I mean, he still has probably 3 Rossies left in back, so he will be able to heal if he needs to. At this point, he just opting for the sand lab over the Rossies, thinking that seeing as Ryan plays 4 Tapu Lele, shutting down those seems important at this point.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're Ryan here, you got the acid spray head, so you got your chance to get back into the game a little bit. What's your follow-up? Because the one problem that Ryan has right now is that he hasn't got another Drampa to do a follow-up attack with. He's got a Trubbish with a DC and a Floatstone. He's got the active Garbodor with the Rainbow and the DC and the Choice Band.
And the GX attack wasn't used yet, the Ninetales GX attack, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah, so he can't just attack with acid spray again.
No,
because then that would just mean an ice path for a knockout. You always have to play around that.
Yeah, that would not be good news.
Looks like, I mean, Karl's just going for damage on EX now, which kind of makes sense because that's the best thing you can do when you're not doing much with Ninetales.
Yeah.
Because you already know that Ryan won't be able to really capitalize on his acid spray heads too much this time.
No, definitely. Also, actually, something else we should probably keep in mind. Look at the clock. This match might actually go to time. It is.
Yeah.
You know, this game is not. I wouldn't say this game is anywhere near over, and unless there's like a really quick string of prize taking in the next few turns, this might actually time might end up coming to a factor in this match.
Yeah, true. However, now we see Ryan thinking about attaching to a 3rd Trubbish. Actually, now he has all 4 Trubbishes in play. One has already evolved to Garbodor. Of course, he would like to see Garbodor hitting play as soon as possible. And now he just goes for an end. So, what can he actually do here? Now, I don't think he can attach with Trash Challenge either, right? There have to be too many items in the discard pile for him to do that, because there are too few to take a knockout, but too many to attack without running into the ice path.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe he even just goes for acid spray with a basic Trubbish, because that does less damage. That would be a real play, but I don't know what else he can do. Maybe he can somehow force an ice path, or even run into the ice path to remove that out of play, but running into ice path is never the greatest option.
Yeah, and equally problem for Ryan is that, if he decides to go that route, then that would mean discarding free energy to retreat this Garb, because it's got a choice band on it.
He can't really attach a Floatstone either, because there's already a choice band attached to that.
He would need to Field Blower, attach a Floatstone, and retreat just to Jasper for 10%.
But actually the Garbodor in the active seems kind of useless, because if you attack with it, what does it even do? He does go for that as his play. There's really nothing better.
You guys losing free energy over anything else is and he does get a Tails this time, so 10 damage.
Heads would have been really good.
Yeah, although he has gotten a lot of heads already. Like, I know Gambler's Fallacy is getting 3 heads in a row doesn't mean you're owed a Tails, but you know.
What is interesting to see is how Karl has managed to put Ryan in this awkward situation. Ryan did go for the important acid spray and even got a heads last time he used it, but then the Garbodor was basically useless in the active spot and he was forced to retreat it for all those energies.
Yeah.
Which is never what you want to do, but in this case it was the best situation to attack with a 10 damage acid spray instead of a 70 damage acid spray from an evolved Garbodor.
And I guess
even doing 100 with a choice band.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is with Garbodor as well, because it can attack with just 1 energy. It does the main attack only costs 1 energy. It's okay to pay a free retreat. It's a lot, but it's better than doing acid spray and then getting owned by an ice path. So
that's true as well. Actually, it'd be interesting to see if Ryan is going for any other Drampas this game. It might be the case that also a Drampa is prized.
Yes.
I mean, the first time he did search for a single Drampa, we thought it might be because he only wanted one Drampa, but maybe there is already one Drampa in the prize card.
That's very much potentially true, and it's a risk you take playing only 2 Drampa. You know, only one Drampa being prized is really not that unlikely. So it's when it happens, you can't really complain too much.
Unfortunately, Ryan doesn't play Tarmac.
No, he's not. He's no Philip Schultz, that's for sure.
Tarmac would be useful in these kind of situations, but however, Ryan doesn't take any prizes yet. So yeah.
Down goes the Trubbish, up goes the Galtoxin one that's got floats down the
Also
floor.
unfortunate that there's already one DC attached to that. I mean, he had to when he did it, but it's just sucks because he already wasted a couple of DCs and attacking with another Drampa seems highly unlikely at this point.
Maybe, right? Hear me out. Maybe he can attach 2 more Psychic Energies and do Offensive Bomb. It's the Garbodor and Garbodors again.
Makes Confusion, Poison,
and 60 damage for 4 energy. So overcosted. Like, ridiculous.
I've never actually seen that attack happen.
I had it used against me once at a local, but just once. Actually, this is a cool play from Ryan.
Yeah, now he can do something with the Garbodor, which is knock out the artillery. So he doesn't really limit the draws from artillery because there's already Garbotoxin activated, but now he draws 1 prize. Maybe this can backfire because what I was gonna say is the 7 prize game might happen, but already Karl put down another Remoraid, so it's a moot point.
Yeah, it is. And as we were discussing earlier, if indeed maybe the Drampa is prize, I imagine Ryan would like to take the 1 in 6 chance to try and retrieve it because it would be very helpful. Tell you what, this item count is starting to pick up though. Karl has played no one, that is now 6.
6 items. This is actually starting to get into the danger zone.
Yeah, it is. Like 2 more, and I think that's when you're already starting to panic a bit because that'd be 8 plus the choice band is like 190, and that's already.
You need 9 items really for the one shot to happen, and I think Karl is clearly staying below that mark. Intentionally.
I mean, actually, it'd be very hard for Karl to hit that mark because he's only playing like 14.
Even if he wants to. Just playing so many items seems tough with his deck.
Yeah, exactly. Karl can't take a knockout this turn, can he? He can do another Ice Blade. In fact, he definitely can't. His player's already passed back to Ryan. And it's annoying for Ryan. He still has to be really careful about this ice path GX. It's not been used yet, so
in previous games he has found a decent way to force an ice path, but this is only really possible with Drampas, and he doesn't have Drampas right now, and all of his Pokemon have so few HP. Now even the Tapu Lele has already been damaged. That ice path is always live, basically. And he attaches to the Garbodor, so maybe he's powering up that crazy.
Karl has to read the card.
Who actually knows what Garbodor does when he gets attacked? That would be great if we could see that. I mean, even if Ryan was just going out with a trash bomb or what's it called?
Offensive bomb.
Offensive bomb would be an awesome win.
I would ask what that attack name is in German, but I know for a fact you'll have no idea.
Offensive bomb.
Maybe. I know the Pokemon. It's called the Deponitox, right?
Yeah. Deponitox.
Yeah, I know because David gave me 2 of the old one as a gift for which is so I have them just randomly in a folder somewhere.
Cool.
But anyway, he attaches a rainbow to the bench Garbodor, and has he already attacked?
I have no idea.
I got distracted.
Looks like a pass.
Yeah, because he knows that.
Oh wow, that Ninetales is just free to put 50 damage anywhere each turn, and for now, Ryan has no better place than to just pass. He can't even retreat the Garbodor. It's it's just the worst spot for him to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you gotta wonder at which point he's gotta play into the ice path just to be able to do something.
Yeah, exactly. He actually, the one thing he did do before he passed, actually, the reason why I got a bit confused, he played a field blower, so he's discarded an unchoice band. That's 7 items in Karl's discard now.
Also, no German play anymore, so no healing.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think Karl has to heal a lot more. Now he could just knock out the active Trash Lunch Garbodor.
Yeah.
And it looks like Karl's slowly getting more and more advantage, and the game is really slipping out of Ryan's hands, seems like.
I honestly think he's seriously considering that offensive bomb. There's a Rainbow Energy in his hand. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm just saying, he could do it.
Yeah. There's an Ultra Ball discarding a Kukui and a Sycamore. He's gonna grab another lady off that. I think, to be honest, this tells me that the second Drampa must be prized. There's no way. Yeah. There's a Float Stone. Of course he has to do that because of the Lele. So, there's a Field Blower discarding the Float Stone, I should say. Yeah, there's a Lele for the N.
Yeah, you definitely need to N, because Karl just needs the attachment plus Lysander for game, because the Tapu Lele already has 50 damage.
God!
And we'll be seeing an offensive bomb this game.
The crazy thing is, I think it's actually the best play right now, because because it confuses them poisons.
I mean, Ryan's not joking around.
No, he's really
serious.
This is hilarious, amazing, but hilarious.
Yeah. So this is gonna put. How much damage is on the Ninetales right now, actually?
I can't tell. A number, 2 is that? Yeah, it looks like a 2.
So it's gonna go up to.
Oh my god.
60 and confusion.
And poison.
Yeah, and this way I can just avoid the.
He's got the game.
He can just retreat and Lysander. And attach the BC to Blizzard Edge game. So Karl wins and moves on to the finals.
Yes, he does. Congratulations, Karl. I think. You know what? I think part of me thinks that maybe Ryan literally just did offensive bomb just so he can say, I announced offensive bomb in a top 4 game at a regionals.
Probably.
Yeah.
That game was really in Karl's favor all the time.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, we could see why Karl is favored in this matchup. To be fair, the Drampa was most likely prized for Ryan, so he wasn't able to put up much of a fight this game.
No, he wasn't, but a fully deserved win from Karl. Congratulations, you will be moving on to the final. Now, the other top 4 game that's going on, we can actually see it from where we're sitting. It's Rink for a while against Pedro Eugenio Torres. They are still playing, so we will give you an update from them at some point once they are done, probably when we actually go to the finals. But for now, we are going to take another break. We hope you enjoyed that game. Again, I know that we definitely did.
Grab yourselves a nice cold
beverage, as Ross would say. Yes, indeed.
But don't go too far, because we'll be right back with the finals.
Yes.